Bonjour, bonsoir, dear friends. Happy hour to all of you around the world. So exciting to be together in the middle of the summer. 2 days away from Bastille Day, and we just celebrated July 4th. What a fortune we have. The fortunate guy is me today, and you, but I'm going to be close to her. She is, again, irresistible. Those blue eyes are going to pierce against the screen. She's one of the top entrepreneur under 40 under 40 by the Northern Californian ranking of the top ladies in California. So a great example for all of you. She's been very successful in technology and decided to lead an amazing organization that we embrace fully. Dear friends, when you make wine in Napa Valley, and when you love cab, you love the Rutherford dust. So she has her own firm as well, which is so exciting. It's all about tonic. You'll see she has a lot of energy. And she leads as well the future of the Rutherford dust. When I met her at the opening of the Road of Raymond, I said she has to be on the show to tell us all about Rutherford, all about young women, entrepreneurs, and what they do in this generation to make great success. So, dear friends, I'm delighted, honored to bring Sara Soergel with us, and she's with me now. Look at that, there she is.
Ooh.
Don't you like foam, Sara?
It's so beautiful. Thank you, Jean-Charles.
Hey, no choice. She's recently married too. I know it's a bad news for a lot of you who thought, God, she's gorgeous, I have a chance. And Dylan, I know what you're thinking. Such a little witty rascal behind the camera, isn't he?
Yes, very, very. Oh, cheers.
Welcome.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to be with you. So, Dylan, can you zoom in to look at those beautiful blue eyes? I mean, look at this. You get lost,
Oh.
not in the dust, but in the light. So you are born in America, but Scandinavian descent, I could tell.
Yes, I am a California girl, born and raised. I grew up in the Russian River Valley.
Ooh, the cool climate.
Yes, very cool.
So what makes the Russian River producing such beautiful children?
Oh, wow. Must be the climate. My parents were onto something when they landed there.
Is it the terroir of the Russian River?
Well, you know it well with Deloche. I mean, it's a gorgeous place to spend any time, and childhood was a particularly wonderful time to spend there.
Well, it's exciting. We're going to be talking Napa. I had no idea you were born in Russian River. So what makes the Russian River so unique as a young lady to be born there and to have the values and maybe the ethics you have today?
Oh, it's an interesting question. I think that I feel really lucky to have grown up in a place that was all about agriculture. And so friends' parents, friends' grandparents were farmers, and, you know, learning to make pie with grandma and looking at the apricots and which were going to be the best ones. And I think that there's something unique about that experience because it's all about agriculture, but also all about food, also all about living. And growing up in that area really just gave me an appreciation for farming, the work that people do, and the land that produced it. And so that was entrenched in me pretty early on.
So how early on did you have a glass of wine?
Oh, wow. Well, my parents worked in the industry, so I was a youngster, maybe not 5, but, you know, maybe 7 or 8.
That late? God, some of us start late. That's amazing. So that gave you, you feel, an appreciation for fine wines, huh?
That was the beginning, certainly. Yeah, walking around in a cellar, I mean, that's a pretty unforgettable smell.
What do you think about the age of 21 to be able to drink wine?
You know, drink.
Big question.
It is. Drink responsibly, kids. But
I agree with that, but I'm obviously fully against such a late time in life. Why?
Missing out. Life is short, and there are lots of fantastic wines and wine regions to enjoy. And so, you know, if you can start that appreciation and start building your palate early, absolutely.
And don't you think
I benefited from that?
Well, you did, and don't you think you build respect towards alcohol in general and never abuse of it because of that?
Definitely. You have a respect for the craft, the work that goes into it. Again, the farming, the producing, and then the enjoyment, and not rushing that part after all the work that goes into it.
So you were raised in agriculture, huh?
I was, yes.
What's the most
Absolutely.
exciting about Mother Nature that she gave you, that you've received open arms and that helped you to be who you are today? It's a lot of unprepared questions.
It's hard to put my finger on that because I just love spending my time in nature. I don't know if I could say it's one particular thing, but for all of us as humans, she produces our food, our drink, and what's in our glass. And
Yes.
I think just knowing where it came from and knowing the work involved gave me a deeper appreciation for that.
So talking about that, how would you describe with your nose? Because we're going to do nose tasting today.
We are.
That's a new thing, and we're going to tell you shortly why.
Cheers. Oh, beautiful.
You are.
Why, thank you. I get a lot of toasty brioche flavors on this wine, some citrus, definitely some lemon, maybe some lemon curd. It smells delicious, smells divine.
So you may want to tell the great news to all our friends why you're not actually tasting the wines.
Well, I shared my happy news with Jean-Charles before we started, but I am expecting my first child. And so I am so excited and celebrating, and it's wonderful to have bubbles.
Maybe you
with
can
that
have a
too.
tiny sip. Dr. JCB tells you maybe a tiny sip.
Oh, well, I was saying earlier, it really has, kept made me have a different appreciation for wine because I'm not tasting and drinking. My sense of smell is off the charts, and so getting to enjoy what's in this glass is really incredible.
Well, I'm going to tell you, not that you want to hear this in the 21 years, but I was born in 1969. My mother was pregnant, and she's really acknowledged to me that she's never stopped drinking, nor enjoying cigarettes. And here we are. So, you never know. Not that it's a success, but she wishes she didn't do any of that because of the results.
I don't know. I think that's a testament in the right direction. So that's good encouragement.
So tell us about this incredible life of yours. Even though still very young, you decided after years in technology, great success there, obviously, to start your own company.
I did. I was working in high tech. I really loved my job. But I was drawn to my home, and I was working all across the world, but wanted to be closer to wine country and enjoy the things that were all around me. So that made me want to change my career. I had skills in marketing and wanted to apply that to something that I really had passion for. So that's when I decided to tip into the wine industry, and what a ride. It's been so incredible just getting to work with different producers, taste all of their beautiful wines.
But that's amazing. I want you to share that if possible, in greater details. I mean, a lot of us wonder, are we in the right path? Are we on the right, journey? Is it really my skills? Is it really where I'm meant to evolve? You were very successful, and you said, that's it, I'm doing this. So what triggered that to you? I know you mentioned close to home and all that, but what was that urge to say, I'm going to do this?
I had a really great mentor when I worked in high tech, and she gave me really good advice. And she said, Sarah, every time I feel like I've made a mistake, I look back and I say, I didn't listen to my gut. And that taught me to try and tune into that feeling. And so I just had a realization that that's what I wanted to do. A lot of it was the people I was meeting. Being around wine culture, meeting interns who had traveled from all around the world to be in the place that I called home.
Yes.
It was this that was connecting us.
Yes.
And so that was pretty powerful stuff for me.
But that enlightenment you receive, it's one thing to receive it or to hear it. It's another to receive it, meaning integrate it, and it's another to act on it. So the mentor, I love this idea as well. We all need to have mentors.
Absolutely.
And we should have mentees. I'm sure you do.
I sure do.
Yes, so you'll tell us about that too. What really triggered for you to say, bang, I'm doing it? Did you do a business plan or you just jumped?
Business plan, absolutely. And I have another mentor, shout out to give to Anisha Fritz at Linn-Mar Estate.
She's fabulous.
She's absolutely wonderful. Dr. Anisha Fritz. She
And
teaches.
her husband, Lynn Fritz, is fantastic. Great winery too, where your husband works.
Absolutely. A fantastic, fantastic couple and so inspirational. Anisha teaches a course at Sonoma State University called the Wine Entrepreneurship Course. And I took the course.
I need a class, Anisha.
Just to find out what life would be like. And she, I won't say I was forced, but she led me through a process to write a business plan. And out of that, I launched my company.
That's amazing. And you know, for some of you who don't know where Linn-Mar is, it's next to the Loge Vineyards.
Yes.
We are a mile away. We are great friends, and we do a lot of activities as well, sometimes together. And it's great to know that your husband works there. What does he do at Linn-Mar?
He is the winemaker there.
Woo-hoo-hoo! So needless to say, you drink wine.
Yes, yes, I sure do. Absolutely. And you're right. In the neighborhood there, Deloche is in such an incredible location.
Thank you.
And I remember taking a tour there with Sophie.
Yes.
And getting to see her biodynamic practices, and that just hit it out of the park with me. I mean, I love nature, I love farming, so that really put it in perspective. What made you want to pursue that? That's a big undertaking.
Well, for me, it was a huge, my mentor were my grandparents in many ways, and still today, which is great. And which was very, very exciting, as my grandmother was very much into pendulum energy, crystal energy,
okay.
quartz, very much into telluric forces and cosmic alignment. And she taught me that at the age of 7. And I really felt the energy in a big, big way. And I said, this is interesting. And we walked the vineyards, but like you, the orchard, even more agriculture. She was a school teacher, so nothing to do with wine. And she gave me the goosebumps of the bees, the insects, and the why of the why of the why. And I really, thanks to her, got a realization, as you did, you know, to really have Mother Nature as my best friend. And if it was my best friend, how I would want to treat her, and how would I want to accompany her to give the best to us. And it was not with pesticides, it was not with imposing the rhythm of mankind to nature, but reverse, listening to her, working through her rhythm. And thanks to her rhythm, you know, which is the lunar calendar and the solar calendar, farming and preparing the preps that goes with it, and everything else. And
big part of it.
gives this results. I mean, you're going to taste this wine. This is
Look
insanely
at that beautiful
incredible.
color too.
So tell us about your mentees, because you alluded to the mentors you have.
Yes.
And I'm so sorry because I obviously created a mess. Because we won the bubbles. When I saw Sara coming today, I hadn't seen her since the opening of the road. She made me think of the birth of Venus.
Oh, you're far too kind.
Look at that. So she had to be next to Venus from Botticelli, one of my favorite painters of all time.
This is such a beautiful room.
Well,
I'm
here
honored.
you have behind me El Greco, the 3 virgins, and when they lose their virginity, here they are. So we are
the
surrounded with femininity.
I love that. I love that. Well, and actually my mentees, I do love to work with young women that are breaking into their careers, whatever they
Great.
decide to do. And I do that through the work that I do and sharing skills that I have, but also just being an encouraging force that's supportive and just giving them a resource, a safe place to ask questions, giving them some encouragement, sharing things that helped me, you know, have the confidence to jump in with both feet.
I love it. So you have 2, 3, 4 mentees. How many do you have?
Oh, over time, lots, many. Right now, I'm working with a woman named Lily Colon, and she is very ambitious. She came to me and approached and said, "I want more for my life, and this is what I'm doing now. These are the experiences that I've had." And she is just an old soul, and everyone that I meet that knows her says, "Oh, she's the best. She's the greatest." And she is just a treasure to get to mentor and nurture and work with. So she's really been a joy and a
That's
delight.
incredible. And she just called you because she found you very cool, or she just found you through work or LinkedIn or got
Through
inspired by what you do?
in person. I was working an event, and she was at the same venue and approached me. So she's a go-getter.
Wow. Let's toast to that.
Oh, I think we shall.
Because now we're going to Rutherford.
Yes. Oh, and
For
I'm so
many
excited.
reasons, dear friend, a little jump over the Mykonos mountain.
Yes.
So, as you're thinking of the wine, what made you want to start your business? Tonic marketing, because we're talking to the queen of marketing here in Napa and Sonoma. So, very exciting time, dear friend. Someone you can look up to and contact and obviously do business with, which is exciting.
Well, thank you, Jean-Charles. I thought I could help. And that's what made me want to start my business. I loved just understanding other business models, how they worked, how they were creating their audiences. And I think when I started out in marketing, we were talking about, getting our message out. And then it was creating an audience. Now it's more creating a community. And it's not just creating it, but engaging and having that membership, having it go two ways. And so that's why I love working with Rutherford Dust Society. This is an amazing group of people that are so passionate about what they do. The results are obvious, like your beautiful wine that you've poured for me here in this glass.
JCB number 16.
Oh, it's lovely. And what is the significance of 16?
First time I tried Sauvignon Blanc from Bordeaux.
Oh.
And when you're born in Burgundy, there's only one wine you drink when it's white. It's Chardonnay, of course. The Côte de Beaune wines, I even a little Côte de Nuit. And, my parents took me to Bordeaux and it was such an awakening. I thought only Chardonnay was made on the world. And I was already making a lot of wine, specifically in Burgundy, but I was so inspired and I felt this liberating feeling, this exquisite taste of Sauvignon blend with Sémillon. And one of the top wines, and I hate to go just always to the top, but was Aubryon. And that Aubryon magic really gave to me the inspiration that one day, if it was not Loire Valley in France, I would want to do it.
Sure.
And when we bought Raymond, amazing vineyards in Rutherford, we said, let's do it.
Well, I'd love to talk more about Raymond because it is such an incredible parcel with such a rich history in Rutherford and such an important vineyard for the region there. How did you find it?
Well, I'll tell you the story in a moment, but what do you think of this?
Oh, yes. Well, I love
Did you
the
see
straw
how good
color.
she is at asking me question? Well, it should be reverse. But I look at those
I couldn't
beautiful
help
eyes,
myself.
that gorgeous, very Gwen Patron influence. I have the feeling I'm doing a Zoom with Goop right now. I'm sure you've heard that before.
Well, no, but thank you very much. You're far too kind.
A few times.
I wish I had some of her products to share with you. They're incredible. I'm
Absolutely.
a huge fan.
Well, you don't need any at this stage. That's the beauty of it.
This
So what
wine
do
is
you
delightful.
sense?
I can tell it has a lightness on its feet without even tasting it. It has a beautiful tropical character to it. It almost seems like it's dancing kiwi fruit, citrus fruits, pineapple. Do you get any of these notes yourself?
All of it.
Okay.
All of it. And I'm so glad because this is a top production. We've only made 75 cases.
It's beautiful.
Another lady.
Oh, only 75.
That's
Extremely
it.
rare. Wow.
Well, we make it. Stephanie Putnam is our winemaker, as you know.
We love Stephanie.
Kathy George, another lady. Sophie Drucker in the vineyards. And then there's two Frenchmen who help. Philippe Melka and I. We don't have much to say. With
A winning
ladies,
combination.
well, you know what happens with ladies? They say, oh yes, we're listening very carefully. Stephanie, I know you're watching. They take notes.
Hi, Stephanie.
They listen. They make you feel good. Oh, Jean-Charles, of course, I'm going to do exactly what you want me to do. And luckily they don't. The results and the ranking is much higher. But now, tell us about Rutherford Society. And I will come back to your question on Raymond, but why Rutherford Dust? Why Rutherford Society? Why was it interesting to you to do what you're doing with them? Or with us, I should say, because we're a member.
You're one of our most long-standing members, and we love Raymond Vineyard very much. And I have to tell you that my passion for Rutherford must have come from growing up, where I did, and just getting an appreciation for a place and all of the things that come from it, much like France. I mean, this culture is so celebrated in France, but, in the States, it was really kind of seeking it out. And so when I found another place, a second place for me to fall in love with the way I did with my home, I was into it. I mean, the people that I were meeting, they were so wonderful. They were so eager to share. And then when I got to experience the wines, there was just this amazing excitement.
Yes.
And driving through the area, you feel the energy there. I mean,
sure.
these are hallowed grounds. This has a rich history that is Napa Valley's history, and the founding fathers that, decided this is going to be the place. It's really special.
So, soil. Let's talk soil.
We got to talk about the dust.
I know. As we think about what we see, dear friends, let's think about the unseen. What we walk on. And always remember my favorite saying. I feel often like a Wapo Indians, which was actually the name of Napa Valley pre-1826, is take off your shoes. I only wear Louboutin, so I have one friend in the shoe world. Take off your shoes and caress the skin of Mother Nature. And I love to have this expression.
It's beautiful.
Because it really represents what you do. So characterize for us why that dust, that earth, that all the French people have always been magnetized by is Rutherford. Even more, as much as we love our vineyards in Oakville, in St. Helena, Calistoga, Yonville, this is the place for the French always. Why?
That's interesting. Well, for anyone who doesn't know where the phrase Rutherford dust came from, this was coined by Andrei Chalichev, who is considered to be one of the greatest winemakers in California, in the United States. His reputation is just huge, and he said it takes Rutherford dust to grow great Cabernet. And our group just really connected with that.
And not to interrupt, but can you believe Chalichev was one of the only few winemaker shareholder of Buena Vista that we own today. And he, for 10 to 12 years, and his wife, Mrs. Chalichev, is a great friend. She's most likely with us tonight. I hope she is.
Oh, cheers.
They kiss. And she's phenomenal. And she's always said, besides Beaulieu Vineyards, there was another wonderful of a Beaulieu, Buena Vista. Buena Vista, beautiful views. Beaulieu were his two favorites. So,
oh, fantastic. Well, easy to see why.
Easy to see why. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I wanted you to know that story, which is quite amazing. And James Lauby, who we salute you, James, from the Wine Spectator, gave me the beautiful portrait of Chalichev, black and white picture.
Oh, my goodness.
That is in our meeting room at Raymond Vineyards in honor of his influence of the Rutherford dust.
Beautiful photo. Yes. He is a huge influence. And
so he said the dust.
He said the dust. But what it means today, I mean, the soil, I wish I had brought some with me, actually, for us to touch and really experience
what
the
if you
soil
touch my hand?
stuff.
That's enough. Oh, that's the soil. I feel I'm part of the soil.
It is.
I may be buried one day in Rutherford dust. Who knows?
I mean, that would be a good way to go. I have to say, the dust has this really beautiful quality. To walk a vineyard in Rutherford, you know Rutherford dust. It is all around you when you're walking through. And for winemakers, I mean, it's really an ancient, process that's developed our soils that we have in Rutherford. The alluvial fans that developed between the Mayakama and the Vaca Mountain Range, we have this really special system of soils that have this light sandy characteristic on the topsoil, particularly on the bench. And then they're very well draining soils, great for Sauvignon Blanc, excellent for Cabernet Sauvignon. And we see more varietals that really thrive in this super special soil. And so we're very lucky to have the dust. And, in terms of terroir, we ask this question of our winemakers all the time. And so we hear, some cocoa powder, we hear tannin structure. Some people liken it to a Pauillac wine, but it is very Californian in a lot of cases. Do you have a definition of Rutherford dust?
I think I'm magnetized by those beautiful eyes, your gesture, and not more importantly, but as importantly, your great definition. I think you've said it so well. I think that's often, Sarah, what I would say, that je ne sais quoi. And I know it's a fourre-tout, another French word. But the raison d'être of great wines is great soil. The unique proposition of what soil has to offer is a life cycle. You young, you mature, you raise, you mature, and then you decline a little bit. As Burgundy, it's very old soil on the declining still from its fertility. We don't want fertile soil.
No.
We want soil that gives enough, but that the roots has to go deep to actually find its dust in many ways. And I think you said it so beautifully. I'm a big fan of Rutherford because I feel that very unique characteristics of it. I feel it in the Sauvignon Blanc, and we're going to feel it as well in the famous Rutherford of Raymond Vineyards. And purposely for you, it's a 2014 vintage. So we wanted to bless you and the young life humming. I think there's
Thank
two
you.
in there. Are you sure there's only one?
Oh, wow, that would be a surprise if there's two. I'm planning on one.
Well, you welcome both. if they
Well,
come
and you
both.
know something about what that's like.
We love two at a time, but it takes to be French. And I know your husband is German descent, Soergel. So the Germans are good, but they're very disciplined.
Yes.
One at a time. So cheers on the next wine.
Oh, cheers.
Tell us as well more. Sarah, you speak so beautifully on it, and I'm so excited. When I heard at the opening of the road at Raymond, hence Raymond now, Sarah gave us a beautiful speech that you could see on JCB Live. Dylan posted all those videos on Instagram and everywhere. You know, she did an amazing speech on the meaning of Rutherford, the meaning of our friends, all of us knowing each other well, and what it means, terroir. So would you be, again, so kind to further dive into this, please?
You're very generous, being a Frenchman asking a Californian to
Yes.
describe terroir. So thank you for that. You know, I hear sense of place, but, you know, in Rutherford, I think it means something that's just so palpable all around you. You know, there's so much heritage, there's so much history, there's so much intention and focus.
Yes.
That I think, you know, it's really energizing. And so, you know, there's everything from the maintenance of the vineyard, you know, like you see
Yep.
at Raymond with your biodynamic practices, everything that you're doing to put things back to the soil and everything that we, you know, benefit from it. That is really our secret sauce in Rutherford, that connection to the dust, the dirt, and everything that it produces in the vines.
Don't you love how Sarah is describing it? And she said two words that resonates to me and makes me vibrate: intention and purpose. In life, we need to have intentions and we need to have a purpose. We all have it. You have it. Everyone has it. The 9 billion of us on this amazing earth have it. The key is to discover it and to find it. You were ranked top 40 under 40.
That's right.
That's a big deal.
Thank you.
I mean, that's a very big deal to be recognized in Northern California as such. How does it make you feel, and why did that happen? Ooh, big question. We'll have
It
another
is.
toast.
Oh, well, you know, cheers.
Sound of crystals.
Oh, you feel that. I love that glass.
The intention was energy, to give you the energy that you used to define the Rutherford dust, to define you.
Well, thank you. You know, I'd have to tell you I'd do it anyway. I mean, I love my work and I like working hard. I pick projects that I'm passionate about. I don't like to work on things that, you know, why work on things that you don't care about?
Yeah.
Life's too short.
For sure.
You have to pick the projects that you care about. And I think just there's something special to that. And that's a privilege to work yourself into that position where you get to choose.
Yes.
And I wanted that. I wanted to have that intention and be able to choose what I worked on and who I worked with, because it's really benefited me in a lot of ways personally, because you get those accomplishments, but you also get the process, you get the journey, and you have those memories.
Congratulations. Was it scary?
No.
Really?
No.
You were not scared.
No, you can't be scared. You can't be scared.
You like her,
Oh.
Venus. You were not scared.
No.
Huh. So, no apprehension whatsoever to jump and start your business?
Oh, sure, sure. But if you're living from that fear voice, if you're listening to that and letting that drive your decisions, you're ending up in a weird place. Go choose your path and that joy, that happiness, that pursuit.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Oh, good.
Yes. Well, you did it, and this is
thank
exciting.
you.
So, what's going to
Cheers.
be our project together?
Oh, let's brainstorm.
Well, I don't have a brain, but I have storms.
Oh, well, I like that about you.
So bring the brain, I'll be the storm. Having a brain, that seems complicated. Well, think about it.
Okay, I
Why
certainly will.
tonic? I love the name. I love gin and tonic.
Well-
JCB gin, dear friends. If you betray me, I'll come and get you.
Oh,
We make a gin
Ooh.
made out of grapes with over 50 different herbs, from juniper all the way. It's one of our most high-profile gin and the most
Fabulous.
100-point gin in the world of spirits. So we're very excited about our gin. 4,000 bottles made only. So
wow.
I love tonic. Just a little bit.
And tonic needs the gin. I mean, that's why tonic is if you have something that is your passion
Yes.
and some nugget, some gem that you really just want to grow, that's what I'm here for. That's why my company exists, to
So
help
what's your
people
passion?
get to the next level.
Tell us about your passion.
Oh,
Besides your husband, of
I
course.
have so many, yeah. I'm a very lucky person that I have a lot of passion in my life. But when it comes to work, I really, am passionate about lifting people up, helping them achieve their
Wow.
dreams.
Pretty cool. And what inspires you?
People, stories, history, legacies in the making, journeys, adventures, all of it. I mean, life is so rich if you tune into it and pick things to connect to and stick with. It's easy just to flit around, and I think that latching on and getting to see something progress and grow and mature over time is really, there's something beautiful about that, and I really enjoy it.
So everybody has been charmed by you
Oh,
in the last
Thank you.
35 minutes. How do they contact you?
well,
Tonic.
tonicmarketing.com is my website.
And we'll put, if Sarah wants to, at least an email. So you can consult with her if you wish, right? That's how we
Yes,
do it?
yes.
Marketing is your thing.
It is, yes. Very passionate about that. And my email is sarah@tonicmarketing.com.
Ooh!
There you go.
Boys, girls, you have no chance on the emotional side, but everything else is possible. So what is your dream now?
Oh, that's
Besides
such a-
delivering in great condition.
I've got a couple projects in the works, and so
He's listening.
my
She
dream.
doesn't want to know if it's a boy or a girl, but I said he's listening.
Oh, okay. All right. We've got to guess. I like that. I have a lot of dreams. It's hard. It's great to be asked that question.
Yes.
First of all, thank you for having this show and asking people what their dreams are.
Isn't it fun?
It is fun.
And I live my dream through their dreams. And everybody's dreams that they share with me could become often a dream of mine now. Because, I think the best form of intelligence is often curiosity. And you think you know, but often you don't know. And you think you imagine a true dream path of yours that is often influenced by others because that dream is so exciting and they give you a tangent of thoughts. So now you've had time to think about your dreams.
I have a little bit. I'm inspired by creativity, and
Yes.
so I think my dream is just to keep fostering that for myself. I do
Yes.
like supporting other people, and I want to constantly be bringing bigger, better ideas in all aspects of my life and being more creative, having more of those outlets. And so my dream is to live a creative life.
I love it. I really love it because you design the world you want to live in, dear friends. You design the theater you want to be the main actor of. And this is all your choice to decide what you want to do. Did you describe this wine?
Oh, not yet, but I have been thinking
We
about
were
it.
going
I've
to
been
leave you
contemplating.
without listening to such a fabulous nose. You should
And
do fragrance.
a beautiful look, too. I mean, it's got this gorgeous ruby crimson color. It's
Crimson is
divine.
becoming my favorite color.
Ooh,
Look at the Dylan shirts and shoes
that's a
and
nice
socks.
shirt.
Did you see that? Don't make your husband jealous, though.
Never, never.
Never.
But I think
It's nice to make your husband jealous, don't you think?
I don't know.
I think it has happened a long
I hope he watches
time.
and sees this. I'm
Well,
sure he
not
will.
that I hope, but I know I could see him right in the chat say, she makes me jealous all the time. But jealousy is good. It's a form of love.
You think so?
Well, depending how far you take it. What's your view of it?
I don't know. I think of it as being off limits. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Well, it's going to be a next show on jealousy, off limits. Maybe we'll wait till you deliver.
Okay. Oh, delightful wine.
I know you
Delightful
cannot taste, but I got to say that
Torture.
that earthiness you just described is insanely portrayed in this wine. And I must confess, 35-year-old vineyard in the heart of Rutherford. We
Incredible
tasted
site.
it pre-organic and biodynamic and post, which is this case. And 2014 was really the boundary of moving into the certification. We got it in 2015. This is amazing. And we were almost fully 100% organic and biodynamic, and I feel it.
That's a huge deal. My first job in marketing was working for an organic certification agency, and I learned all of the rules.
Which one?
I got to tour along. I worked for CCOF. I was
That's
their
who
intern.
certified us.
I am so
We
happy
love
to hear that.
you, them.
Well, that's a rigorous process.
We
It's a
love it.
big
In life, you got to
accomplishment.
be audited. In life, if you want to walk the walk and the talk, what's the expression? Walk the walk, talk the talk.
Yeah, talk the
Well,
talk.
it's important because, you know, so many people say, oh, I'm in organic. Oh, really?
Right.
Show me the certification. You've got to be audited, and the experts need to tell you where to progress. And for me, 25 years of being certified organic around the world, and I love it because the organization come, CCOF is in this example, or Demeter, you know.
Right, for biodynamic, of course.
And you all come, dear friends, and you tell us that's great, that's not as great, you can progress, and life is about progress, isn't it? It's to
Absolutely.
become better.
Well, cheers to you for taking that on. I mean, it shows in the wine. There's so much packed into this beautiful wine. There's so much nuance. I'm dying to taste it. Maybe we'll have a sip after.
Yeah, have a sip. Why don't you have a
It's
little
beautiful.
sip? I mean, my mother would tell you it's totally fine.
Okay.
And you could trust
If your
her.
mother says that.
Oh,
I
my
will.
mother says so. And my wife says so because Gina, love you, love. She's, you know, winemaker, obviously, one of the
Right.
best in the world today. She's tasted wine all along till the birth. And on the delivering table, we had JCB 21 and 69.
Oh.
And when she was pushing for
Love
baby
that.
2 to come out all naturally,
Oh.
she had
bless her.
69. And bang, bada boom, 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 boom. So now
I'm taking that wisdom.
Oh, for
Gina,
sure.
that's a great.
I'm going to talk
great
to your
tip.
husband now as he's chatting with us. Bring 21 and 69 to the delivery room. You're going to need both.
I think we might.
So, Sarah, you're a wise, young, phenomenal entrepreneur, an incredible lady. I sensed it when we first met at the opening of the new Avenue of the Senses.
Oh, the gorgeous Avenue of the Senses.
Thank you. I would love for you to send a message to the world. You know, as a young, phenomenal lady building a family, a true entrepreneur who said, I'm doing my own thing, tonic marketing, and I'm leading Rutherford Dust, a bunch of older people like me who've been around wine all their lives and who needed great vision. So tell the world anything you want to say.
Oh.
Open canvas.
Wow, I might need another sip of wine for that. You know, I think what I would share is just to be brave, follow what's in your heart and in your gut, and take those opportunities. If you connect with something, it doesn't have to be the most obvious path. In fact, it's often better when it's not. And it's okay to change your mind and to try something new. And if you feel it, go for it. And that would be my message.
If you feel it, go for it. I love it.
Cheers.
Sara, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're amazing. Tonic marketing, top 40, under 40. That's really cool. About to deliver. I'd like to be there on the live, but maybe we'll wait a little while. Those beautiful blue eyes, the birth of Venus. She's the one, dear friends, to lead Rutherford and to be such a force in the wine country.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.